Good evening, Crash Clinic, the Repairer Social Network. These weeks fly by. They're getting faster and faster. Don't know about you guys, but we are so busy at the minute. It is ridiculous. But that said, it's only good if we're making some money. Are we making money, guys? That's the big difference. Right. Obviously, this week's been a great week. We've had it's just doubling with members, of course. I think on LinkedIn now we're up to nearly 700 members and the site is starting to gain. Don't forget, guys and girls, please go to crashclinic.com, sign up. It's totally free at the moment, of course. We do want you to start contributing eventually, so it will help the site. But you've got to enjoy the site, of course. We want you to join in. We want your content. Do excuse me, I've got a little bit of a cold, and it's just a cold. Simple as that, because the flu has never, ever gone away. It's still here. So I've got a little bit of a cold if I'm starting to sniff a little bit or sound funny. So big apologies for that. But anyway, guys, I said this week I'm going to tell you a story. But first of all, I will just go over a couple of things over the week. I put a post on about Churchill last week, which was hilarious, to be fair. Wrong, but it was funny. This engineer, we had a job from Churchill, and an engineer wrote to us to say, I'm dropping your rate to £28 an hour because we've got an agreement with you. We asked, we are completely unaware of any agreement, so can you tell us who it was agreed with? Apparently he said it was agreed with me. I have not done an estimate now for probably 15 to 20 years. So that was, wow. Where that, it must have been on their wall or something, Darren Swanee. I don't know where they got that information from so long ago, but they did. And that's how low they will go. How low can they go? But I've also had a message from somebody else who gave me a similar story. Now, this was another great repairer who I can tell you now, they've just spent millions over in the Neaton for a fantastic workshop. And it's the investment that's gone in, again, wow, great shop, really something to be proud of. And it's just been built. So you know who you are. I think it's called... No, I'm not going to tell it because I don't want to get anyone in trouble. So this is anonymous. Unless I'm told I can tell the story, it'll always be anonymous. But the story is true, of course. So Aviva sent them an estimate back and changed their labour rate. They said they had changed their labour rate because they had done a job for them previously at that rate. Wow. Again, this is where we as a social network, as a social gathering, together as a group, need to share information. If they're doing this, we should be fighting back and saying, well, hold on a minute, you did agree a job for this rate. But we don't have the time to keep this information. They do. What I want to do better than that is I want to sort of look at and run a chart by insurer, by labour rate. Who's getting the best labour rates? If we are a group, we can then fire back and say, hey, you're agreeing that rate for one of our group members, so that's going to be the rate. We need to start doing something, guys and girls, and I know you all agree with that as well. So this is something that we've got to fight together, and we've got lots going on. The week's been absolutely crazy, although we've been so busy anyway. I've got lots of meetings planned all week with people who have been in touch, people who think this is a great idea, great concept, want to help make it work. We got everyone who has joined so far has said this is awesome. They actually want to come and get involved as well. So I'm desperately trying to fix this this social media section where we can come on together and have chats. I don't know how many people I can get into StreamYard, so I'm just sorting that out at the moment. I've managed to get it live on Facebook. After tonight, I'll be checking that this is live on Facebook, live on YouTube, and live on, more importantly, on Crash Clinic's website itself, because that's where we're going to be coming together, of course. I'm trying to get the app launched as well in the next sort of, hopefully by this time next week. I'll chase up my web guy if you're watching. Web guy, let's get it done. Because then that means we can talk and we can discuss things between ourselves a bit like we can on LinkedIn. But this is going to be our own network where it's not shared and we can talk about sensitive issues undercover. Sounds a bit like an undercover agent. But anyway, that's what we need to do. Sometimes some of this needs to come out. Some of this is all about making life better for us earning more money for us, and trying to make the industry better for future years coming. This industry is going to change. I'm going to keep saying it every week. It's going to change more now in the next 10 years than I believe than it's ever changed, especially with electric vehicles, etc. We need to keep up, guys. We need to try and lead the way it's going, I think, so that way we're not at the, always at the forethought. We want to be the forethought. We're always the last thought of, and it's wrong, because we're the most needed, most important person in the journey. So I had a great day today as well. Sorry, I'll just explain that to you. I was in court, or supposed to be in court, with a customer on a credit hire claim, and the courts were double booked. Now, if we make a mistake on a court, if you've ever been there and done that, you've made an error on a court booking, they charge you to, oh, you've made an error. You didn't put this paper in. You didn't turn up for that. So we're going to charge you. This time, I've took the day off work. My customer's taken the day off work. We've gone to get to the courts. An hour before the case, they say, we're very sorry, we've double booked. Off you go. Nobody gets paid. Nobody gets sorted out for it. So, again, another problem within this industry. But that's the court's problem. Just thought I'd share that with you, because this is what we have to go through, this industry. Also, I'll let you know, I've been having some great conversations with a fantastic guy, Tim Motor Guru Kelly. He is an engineer of 20 years. He was also sat on the board of the Institute of Motor Engineers as well. So a very well-adverse guy, got a lot of knowledge, and he has a passion for helping consumers. This is fantastic, of course, because consumers are customers. There are customers, and Tim likes passionately to help people out. He hates seeing people get ripped off. He's even been on the TV. I think is it Rip Off Britain? I think he's even appeared on there 2 or 3 times, and he's continuing to appear on there. So we've been in talks, of course, and I'm trying probably next week or the week after to bring Tim on. We're going to discuss a very sensitive issue, which is this doubling the excess. I think it's a real disgrace that if a customer who has insured their car wants to take their car to a garage, any kind of insurer will monopolize and try and double their excess to force them to go to their own repairer. I think it is a disgrace. You don't get a discount for that on your insurance. And I just think it's really appalling for an insurer to do that. But this is what they do. Anything to fight against independent repairers. Now, independent repairers, in my own opinion, are a very special breed. They take it passionately. Their customer is their livelihood, so they give them the best service that's out there. So why wouldn't an insurer want their own customer to be able to use a fantastic repair centre? I don't get it. Like this one I was just mentioning that gave me a call. It's a brand spanking, state-of-the-art repair centre. And the insurer is still fighting him and not wanting to send it there and trying to cut his rates. And it's a disgrace, guys. We've got to do something about it. Tim Kelly looks at it slightly different than us, because we're on the inside, Tim's on the outside, but he's got some fantastic views, some fantastic points. He's been arguing with insurers about consumer points for years. So I think it's going to be great to have Tim onto the show and start discussing it. The excess one. Let's find out. Tim has done a lot of work on this some time ago. I think he's even written an article about it. So I will let Tim tell you about that, because it's fantastic what he's done. I'm pretty sure we can take what he's done and do something constructive with it within our industry. So can't wait to have Tim on the show very, very soon, of course, once I've fixed this social media section, or the video section of it, where I can get and share the screen. And I don't know how many people can come on, but it's going to get better and better every week, guys. So these are issues that are very important for you. If you've got a repair centre, if you're in this industry, it's Tuesday night. I'm sat here alone. I should have hundreds of people here now wanting to discuss the issues, wanting to learn. So next week, or we're going to start going live with them in the next few weeks. Hopefully it'll be next week. Tim's going to be the first person to be live on this show, which I'm really looking forward to, because I say he's a smashing guy and he's very knowledgeable. So it's going to be great to I think we should look at certain issues and spend some time trying to fix them. That's what Crash Clinic is all about, the Repairer Social Network. We need to come together to be stronger. So please join me. Keep spreading the news. Keep telling everyone about it, of course. And again, I can't do this alone. It's your network. It's your industry. I need your help. So if you want help, if you want to try and do things, you've got to try and help me. If you can join up on www.crashclinic.com, sign up, take your membership out, because that's where you'll be getting otherwise you'll miss certain important things, because that's where it's all going to be happening once we've fixed it. We're very, very close. And yes, I do need some memberships, because I'd like to get a person permanently on this site so we can really start going to town. But that will come down the line. Don't worry about it at the moment. Just join. That's the biggest thing we can do. Join the site. It's going to be all about the industry. We want suppliers. I want insurers to join us. And you name it, everyone to come onto that site. It's all about the crash repair industry. Together, we've got to make it better. The insurers, I believe, also need to make it better. You know, this is it's a horrible industry, I think, at the moment, and it's got to get better. Court-wise, going to courts, claims, the whole thing is an absolute mess. Neil, it's there's a few different memberships. The membership for the what I call the owner membership is only $29.99 a month. It's not a lot of money, but it's going to help. If we've got 200 or 300 people paying that, it will help me get a member of staff that can look after the website, keep updating it with ongoing stuff. We're going to have an app as well, so we can actually chat between ourselves, which would be, this is where, you know, as things happen, if you've got a problem with an engineer or something that's going on, we need to get together. I want to share. I need someone to help me with it, of course, because I'm very busy myself. But I'd like to be doing these reports on let's get these charts of insurers and who's paying who and who's getting what rate where. Let's look at all the things that we can do, because this industry isn't just about labor rate. We've got, for me, the biggest problem I think I still cannot believe is the discount on parts. And this to me creates bad practice, because if you're buying parts for a car and you're getting 10% discount and you're giving your work provider 20% discount, you're losing 10% on the parts for the car. What that's going to entail, that's going to make you not want to buy parts. It's going to make you want to repair things that probably aren't, shouldn't be repaired. I don't know, but it's wrong. It's really, really wrong. And we need to do something about that as well. Insurers, I believe, want to help us, but they don't know how to help us. So we've got to, I believe if we come together, we can manufacture and come up with ways that we can go to the insurers with and say, look, body shops are dying, they're disappearing, and you need good body shops. So let's look at what we can do. And I'm pretty sure we'll do it. I'm very confident. We've done it before, made lots of changes in this industry. And I'm here trying, again, to do it. So I've put the platform up. It's cost me a lot of money. I need your help. I need your help to get it working, of course. But I'm confident we will. So can't wait to have Tim Kelly on next week or the week after. I hope that would be fantastic, talking about the excess doubling problem. This is the first real big challenge that I think we should attack and start discussing. And then also we've got this labor rate thing where like that one for my friend in a fantastic body shop, brand spanking new, and they just don't want to pay him the labor rates. You did a job for us at this. Things are going through the roof. Everything, the cost of living is going through the roof. So seriously, although our insurers are trying to knock the rates, we should be going up there. We have to put inflation. Everything's going up. Gas, how much gas and electric do we use in a body shop? Welders, all this stuff. Anyway, you know how much it costs, guys. So we need to do something about it. I'm going to stop ranting on about that. I am going to say it every week because we need to come together. Crash Clinic is the repairer social network for ourselves. If we don't join in, what's that saying? If you don't make change, nothing's going to happen. So we have to try and make some changes. We've got to do something about it. Right, the little story that I said I'm going to tell you about. 20 years ago, I was pretty much, or Supreme Accident Repair Centre was a very much manufacturer, insurer, broker. Didn't have any approvals, of course. And we used to fight with the engineers quite heavily. I got a little bit of a bad name at the time because I was very angry. All I wanted to do was a proper service for my customers. And if I put down on an estimate, they're having a new part and this, that, they would get exactly what was on that estimate. And it really annoyed me that when an engineer used to come down, an engineer would try and half the labour rate. This is in the early days, probably, as I say, about 20 years ago, using Auditex, etc. But I would use Auditex and have £1,000 labour. An engineer would come in and he would have £500 labour. And I used to say, how can that happen? We're using the same system. What's going on? Anyway, this went on for quite a few years. And in the middle of all these arguments, I got so angry with it, I actually started to ban engineers. It was hilarious because people said, you can't do this. The engineers would say, you can't do that. So it's my repair centre. You're taking the mickey out of me. Off you go. Don't come back. And that's what I did. And it was a very sticky situation because I got a call from some insurers that said, you can't do this. There are area engineers. And I said, well, if they're going to come down and take the mickey out of me, they're not welcome. You know, I don't do an estimate that's that far out. When your engineer comes down, I'm expecting him to look at it, verify it, and okay it. I'm not looking at him coming down here to rip it in half because that's not what I'm here to do. So I used to ban a lot of engineers, and this is 20 years ago. So when we're talking about fighting insurers, I don't want to fight insurers. I think it's time that the whole industry came together. That is the aim of it. But I'm just sharing some news with you that this is what happened 20 years ago. So it got that bad with one company that banned the engineer. They came in and they sneaked in the back door and did 3 estimates on 3 cars, and they pretty much halved the labour rate on 3 vehicles, which I thought I've had enough. So I wrote to I got an independent engineer who also used Auditex to do an estimate on all 3 jobs. The independent engineer matched mine. Well, he would do, wouldn't he? Because I'd used Auditex and done it properly. But the engineer from the insurance companies was half my rate, half the cost of the job. So I then asked the insurer politely, look, I've had enough of this. So here's 3 jobs. I'm going to issue court proceedings on these to recover them unless you sort them out now. They never responded. So off I went. They just, again, automatically dropped me an authorized note, but it wasn't authorized because I hadn't agreed it. So I issued them. I issued the 3 cases because I thought this is going to be interesting. We're going to get to court now. I've got an independent engineer who pretty much agrees with my estimate on 3 jobs, and it was the same insurer. And now I've got the insurance engineer who is half my labour rate. Lo and behold, they never turned up at court. Why? Because they couldn't turn up at court. Because I'd got an independent engineer with me at court that was going to obviously say I've used Auditex, and it matches what Mr. Swan has done. So the engineer couldn't turn up, could he? He couldn't turn up because it was going to open a massive can of worms. But it was disgraceful, really. I think I got another £3,000 or £4,000 on top. But that's not what I wanted. I just want to I come here just like you guys. We come here to do a good job. We're independent. It's our livelihood. I've got a name to upkeep. I want to make sure I do the best job I can. I want my customers to be the happiest people. And I don't get why an insurer doesn't also want that. So we've got to get together, guys, and try and sort this, because I don't want to go down that route again, because I will tell you, you might think, well, what's happened in those 20 years? We became one of the main repairers for Carillion PLC. 16 years. We actually managed all of their accidents in the UK. So we were very, very busy. I ended up being, should I have put all my eggs in one basket? Yes, it was a great contract to have. I was very, very lucky. 16 years, we did just their work. So I kind of came out of what I call the mainstream work line. Obviously, Carillion went bust a couple of years ago. So now we've come back into the mainstream work line. Now, I am absolutely flabbergasted at, I actually think it's worse than 20 years ago. I'm only finding out more and more and more as I'm going on at the moment, but this is why I've launched Crash Clinic, the Repairer Social Network, because I'm appalled at what's out there. I'm appalled. The quality of repairers now has gone up. Fred in the Shed has gone. There'll always be the odd couple, of course, but in general, most repair centres are fantastic repairers with great equipment, with great knowledge. And I don't get why we're thought of so badly. But something's got to change. We all know that repairers are disappearing unfortunately, quite a lot. There was so many thousand, and now it proves that people are disappearing because we're so busy. I get calls every week. Can you do more work for us? Can you do more work for us? No, because we're absolutely full. But I believe that's the same case in most repair centres. So there is a problem, and there's probably going to be a bigger problem coming. But we need to fix our problems going forward. We need to come together. We need to share information. I'm happy to, to try and lead this every week, talk to people, but I don't want people to just listen to me. I want to hear from you guys. We're a very clever network. That's what we want. People sharing information, that we're not against each other. We don't need to do that. I've got repairers that are not even 2 miles away, and we get on fine. We don't nick work from each other because there's plenty of work. But what we need to do is make sure we're making money. It's no point all fighting for so much work that's not we can't make any money out of it. But we definitely need to help each other. Renee, let's just have a quick read. Great idea, Dan. Sadly, the industry is fragmented by too many different parties. I agree with that, and everybody looks after their own turf. Very much so, Renee. That is 100%. I hope you and whoever backs you succeeds. It's long overdue. Renee, it is way overdue. But again, we don't need to be fragmented. We don't need to be against each other, because I think we're that low down the pecking order. I think we really need to stand together, and more so now with what's happening with electric vehicles and the way the industry is going to change. We need to do something. I'm positive we can do it, because 20 years ago in the credit hire industry, the industry crashed. There was something called Diamond versus Lavelle. You probably remember it. Nearly killed the industry. I sat here, and because I've got an accident management company as well, and I put down, because again, I said, why are we fighting? Why do we always fight? So I called the insurers into my offices in Birmingham, and I gave them a contract and said, there you go. This is how this industry should run. It's quite simple. It's quite open. Don't know why you look at us so badly. We're great repairers. We want to do a great job. We want to be open with you. So here's how the industry should run. The insurers took that model. They signed my agreement there and then they went away and they wrote back to me and said, do you want to join the GTA? It was what I'd just given them. But the problem was, the contract that I had fair rates for them and fair rates for me. What the GTA did was, this is a great idea. This is a lovely way we'll all work together, and it's very transparent, and now we get to inspect all the vehicles and we're in control of this. What did they do? They went and halved the rates. So they made it from being a decent thing to something that over the last 10 years has disappeared and got worse and worse. The industry's not nice now. And if you're like me, I want to give my customers a great service. That's all. That's all I want to do. And an insurer should want people like that. They shouldn't be calling you saying, hey, can you give me discounts? Hey, can you repair everything instead of, will you use green parts? They should be saying, can you give my customer a great service? Yes, I can. Then we should start talking. But it doesn't seem to be that way in this industry. So I think, definitely the time is now. I've already started it. I'm trying my hardest to it. I'm going to keep coming every week, even if I'm on my own. But hopefully, we're going to start pulling people in. Tim will join us hopefully next week or the week after. So we're going to hit some sensitive issues. I would really love to get some insurers on here to discuss these problems. And I want to get a few, a closed doors one where we can all talk and we can find ways of fixing. I'm sure you guys have got some great ideas as well. It's coming together, the power of all of our brains, to start finding a way that we can make this better for everybody. But I do think, again, it's not just that. I'm not just blaming the insurers. Like I've just said, new equipment. I don't know what the best deals are, the paint deals, another thing, paint deals. We need to find the best. And if we come together as a group and we buy as a group, everything should get that little bit more profitable. These are the things we need to do together to help. So also on the site, I haven't mentioned that yet, there is a section going to be coming also where it will be a BSI only. I do unfortunately say that it has to be BSI because I do agree with that standard. But it's if you're BSI, once you've joined and you're a BSI repairer, you will go into our SEO. So if people are looking for work in your area, you will come up from the search engines. And that's something else that we're going to pay, because I've got a team of developers that are very good at that are going to help us to get work. The aim is to get work back to independent repairers, of course, but we definitely need to start discussing, guys. I don't want to sit here boring you that. You know that. We're going to start next week with Tim. Hopefully Tim Kelly comes on and we'll start talking about the £200 doubling of the excess, because it's wrong. We all know that. And there's other issues that are wrong. The labour rate, in my opinion, is probably the least of the problems at the moment, because paint, discount on paint, discount on parts is far bigger than the labour rate problem. But just the engineers, and I don't know why they seem to be doing it at the moment, hitting it quite hard. And I feel like I've gone in a time warp 20 years ago, exactly where I was arguing with these people. But there is things we can do. Like I said, imagine if all of us banned all the engineers from coming in, although many of them don't come in now. But we need to stick together. We need to, what rate, I think that is a very important thing to do, to find what rates everyone is getting, because we don't know. And we've got to stop this. You did a job for us 3 years ago. Yes, 3 years ago, things were cheaper. Inflation hadn't gone up. We've got to find some kind of happy medium. And, we need to, I actually do believe we need to try and agree our own realistic sort of matrix of what we should be charging. And then we need to try and push this towards the insurers. The other thing is, let's face it, if we can do things maybe faster, but again, because we don't make enough money, it keeps, we're always stuck. We're always fighting because of this. And insurers, I don't know what they think, why they think we make money, but we don't. We struggle very hard. It's a very low profit industry. I think I was talking to somebody again last week, and they reckon that a good body shop will be earning 10% of his turnover or his gross. The person I was talking to last week said that they thought 3 or 4% was good for many. Wow, that's terrible. I used to have a friend of mine that he only turned over £350,000 in the printing business, and he made 250,000. There was 3 staff. I'd got 20 staff turning over, a million, whatever it is, making not as much as him. Crazy. And it's wrong. It's wrong. We know it's wrong. But anyway, what we need to do is start having action. It's great to see you guys. Neil, Renee, James, thanks for coming in. It seems always independents beating up the insurance companies, though. I agree with that. I work for a major insurance company in the workshop, and we have our own struggles too. Well, you will do, because I really find it interesting to see, James, that are they still paying the same rates? Because I do know that for many years, insurers have tried to have their own body shops, and they've all failed. They keep suddenly launching, trying again, and they've failed. I know lots of dealerships have had their own body shops and failed, closed them down. Why? Because they go, "Ooh, there's no money in this." So with what's coming, the problems with electric vehicles, the machinery, the equipment, the training, the safety, we're going to have a strange 10 years coming up. And I think now, guys, we need to work together. We need to help each other, and we need to start doing something. So again, I'm going to say a massive thank you to everybody for coming in tonight. Of course, I'm going to be here every Tuesday, 7 o'clock. I'm giving it 7 till 8. I didn't mean to be too long tonight, because I don't want to go on about the same things. What I need is your help. I need you to join up, go into the website. It's crashclinic.com. When the app comes out, I'll send you a message. Then you'll get the notes, download the app. Start signing up and joining with people. Add your profiles. Let's get to know who each other is. Let's start to, start to talk. It's good to talk. We know that it is a very good. It's very good to talk, because some things will happen. Things will come out, and we'll start to fix things. If we don't talk, we won't, of course, because if we do nothing, nothing will change. So we have to do something. We're paid quite well with a good bonus scheme and perks, and I believe no other body shop have looked after the staff as good as ours. That's good. We all go to work to earn money, but we have to be realistic in what you can be paid. I'm 80. Oh, sorry about that. I'm ATA accredited myself, and I'm happy. But we have struggles with parts, supplies, etc. Yes, the problem is there, James. It's James, money per hour. If the rates were more in line with manufacturers. Wow, Neil, manufacturers. Somebody sent me a message on LinkedIn last week, and I think they just had something mechanical done, and it was about £120 an hour. And they said that's the difference. We're talking, let's face it, I've put 2 posts up now where an insurer's tried to pay me £27.50 and £28 an hour. We know it's a disgrace, but we've got to stop it. We've got to put a stop to it. Because yes, we can afford better staff. We can train them better, and kids will come through. If there's money in the industry and the rates are good that we're going to be paying, of course they'll come into it. Oh, I want to go into the car industry because the pay's good. At the moment, nah. I don't know why we're all excuse my language, fannying around about this. But everyone's saying, oh, we need to do this, we need to do that, we need to put a little, school up, and we need to try and attract kids. You're not going to attract them without the money. It's as simple as that. It's not rocket science. I'm not trying to be clever. It's simple. Whatever else you do, they're not going to come. Doesn't matter what you do. No money in it. They're not coming. They'd rather go driving for Asda or Amazon or something like that. Easier life and more money. And it's wrong. I'm not a panel beater. I started this company up. My brother was a painter, so I actually don't touch cars, and I admire those guys. I love to see what they do. They're all highly trained, and you guys out there who repair cars, you are fantastic, and you deserve to be paid better as well. So, guys and girls, I think that's enough from me tonight. I'm looking forward to this getting better every week, of course. So please tell your friends, tell everyone to join, staff. Anyone in the parts, suppliers, we want everyone on, because I also want suppliers on. If you're looking for a paint, if you're looking for a deal, suppliers should be on here as well, so you can find stuff, anything where we can sort of get a better deal. I'm looking for a few mobile units now. I just found one of my suppliers. Do you know what? We should have a better place, a better meeting place for everything to do with the crash repair industry. And that's what Crash Clinic is all about. £55 an hour, 10% parts, 10% paint should be the starting point for everyone. At £55 an hour, I agree, is, again, we need to work it out. Is it to find out what should we be earning as a business? What is the average business in the UK? What is their profit margins? And that will guide us to where we probably should be. I don't know. But again, everyone's got differences. If you're inside a city, you're going to be paying higher rates. There's lots of, it's like if you go up one road, one big street in the town centre, the prices of the curries will all be different. Why? You might have a better chef in one. You might have higher rates, less rates, more staff, better service, worse service. There's a lot of factors to what goes into a business. All I know in our industry, we're always fighting. We're always fighting, and we shouldn't be. We do a great job. It's hard enough, and we're having to turn around more work. So I think insurers know at the moment they need to, something's got to happen, because I think they're actually as concerned as we are, because if more and more body shops disappear, where are they going to get cars repaired? So there is a big issue. Let's try and sort it out. I don't want to sit here, slagging off insurers all the time, because that's not what I'm here to do. What I'm here to do is find cleverer ways. We're cleverer than that, to work with them. I want to go to the insurers like I did in 2000 and created the GTA. I want to be able to say, look what we've done together. This can help you. This will help us. And we need to look at the areas it's costing the insurers more. If we can start to look at the areas the insurers are losing more money, and we can fix those areas, maybe they'll help us. But I'm just sort of throwing it out there. We have ways. We've just got to start thinking and coming together. All our brains together is better than one. And if we don't do anything, nothing's going to change. Got to keep saying that. So at least we're trying. And it's, again, tonight we've had people popping in, which has been fantastic. Really appreciated you all coming in, because this is what it needs. Is everyone having struggles with parts lately? Yes. Again, and what does that cause for us? Our courtesy cars are stuck out with customers. Should that happen? I've got a fleet of cars. I'm sure you've got a fleet of cars. We have to use those to get work, don't start me. Anyway, those cars are stuck. If I can't get the part and the customer's in a car, should they stay in that car? It's not my fault. I should say, sorry, gives me car back. I need to use that to go and get a job that I can repair. So again, we're in these massive issues, but I don't know what anyone else is doing about that. It's a horrible thing to go to your customer and say, sorry, I want my car back because we've got problems with parts. We're not doing that yet, but how bad is this going to get? And again, do you really feel that we're in a position to be able to go to insurers and say, hey, this is an industry issue. Can you help? Do you think they'd help? But we need to have a better representation of our industry that can even possibly talk to the insurers. So, guys and girls, it's lovely to see everybody join in today. Really pleased with that. Poor Lives, fantastic. Great to see you. Mazda. Is it going to get worse because of these chips coming through? The cars aren't seem to be getting through faster either. Wow. Like I said, the year is going to get, the changes in this industry in the next 10 years is going to be massive. Brilliant to see you all on, guys. Really appreciate it. Of course, coming together is what's going to do it. Don't forget, go to the website and sign up, because it's all going to be about the website. I am going to be trying to push everything to the website eventually once I've got it working. Big apologies, but I'm on my own. I need your help, of course. And once we've got that help and we start to get busier and people start paying, I can get somebody that's going to actually run the website. So it will be constantly, hopefully like a LinkedIn, but for us to talk about this industry. And I want to hear your ideas. I want to hear everyone. Everyone must have a different opinion, different ways. And let's try and share that information so we all get better, faster, more profitable. And I believe we can do this. And let's try. The biggest thing we've got to do is try. Guys and girls, thanks again for coming on. I'll see you, because these weeks go so quick. So I'll hopefully get the app out. And if you're on the site, you'll get a message. You can download it. So you'll have Crash Clinic will be on your phone and we can have a chat. Go on there, find me, connect with others. Let's start talking. This is what it's all about. We'll be able to start putting the posts on Crash Clinic, because unless you're a member, you won't be able to see that information that we're talking about. So we can talk between ourselves. If we're having a problem, are we having problems with certain parts, certain insurers, just certain things? So let's do this. And again, guys, we'll catch you next week. Really, really appreciate. This is a big, big starting point for us today. We've had a great week. I am having massive conversations with lots of people, all about Crash Clinic. So it is working. It is getting the interest. Everybody seems very interested. So I think we're on the right starting way already. And we'll see you at 7 o'clock every Tuesday. See you next Tuesday. Wasn't that a bad saying years ago when I was a kid? Anyway, it's been awesome. Repairers, you're all awesome. I'm very passionate about this industry, of course, because I've been in it since I was 19. And we're going to do everything we can to try and make things better as an industry. And it's been great to have you guys on. And please, again, the biggest thing is try and go and join Crash Clinic. If you want at the moment, just start with the free membership. At least you're on there. You'll start to see what's happening. And ideally, what I want is people to feel confident and say, yeah, it's time to start helping Daz. And let's join. It's only $29.99 a month, but everybody doing that is going to help us, because there's also legal issues that will come up. There is ways of challenging everything. I know the people. I know the right way to do it. It does take money. But together, collectively, again, we can achieve some massive things. So let's start by joining Crash Clinic on the .com. Download the app's not out yet, but sign up, start linking to everybody. It'd be great to start having some chats on there, and we'll get this working. And if you've got any ideas, anything you want to talk about, see talked about, any issues that really bother you, bring them up. Send me a message. Join me on LinkedIn, on Crash Clinic on LinkedIn. Send us a message and we'll try and put it into the shows. But I think at the moment, I feel a big issue is the £200 doubling excess, because I just think it's totally wrong. I think it's morally wrong. I think it's just got to be competitively wrong, whatever you call it. It's just wrong in every way. So I'm going to start trying to have a look at that. We're going to bring Tim Kelly on next week. Tim Kelly, motor guru, smashing guy, not a repair center. So it's nice to have that kind of outside view as well. So, guys, again, thanks for joining us. I didn't mean to go on too long tonight, but it'd be great when Tim's on. Let me know, again, when you join up, let me know if you'd like to come onto the show and have a chat, of course. We want to hear your views, and we'll see you next Tuesday. Take care. Have a great week, and keep trying to earn some money. Thanks again, boys and girls. See you next week.